Hello and welcome to a new game on the channel, Nuclear Throne, with Structor.
I guess again.
No, you won't be
So
seeing...
again, we'll probably be doing a few videos around this era without Adam because he's currently in France, I believe.
He's somewhere where nobody cares,
Oh,
right?
hopefully he'll get Skype there and be able to record some videos, but we'll see.
Probably not. That was the quick tutorial level. Let's do fish.
It almost feels like there's nothing more to argue about.
I know it's kind of sad.
Saying about being Portal, how Portal 2 is better when it's not.
Well, there are some parts in Portal 2 which are a lot more fun. Mainly how...
Oh yeah, parts, bits and pieces, but overall I like the first game better.
Mainly the challenging parts of it.
Challenging parts, like, are you talking co-op or single player?
Single player. Portal's a bit more challenging. Or sorry, Portal 2 is a bit more challenging.
Yeah, it is, I suppose.
And I kind of appreciate that in
Valid.
games.
That's a valid argument.
So, you gotta go in big with the laser pistol, because the laser pistol is amazing. Didn't know if you guys knew that.
Well, this game looks fun.
It is.
Might have to try it.
Yeah.
Plus, I always say that.
I think I'm gonna go...
Currently, right now, I'm not even certain if it'll run on this computer.
Probably
I'm
not.
gonna have my computer corner episode pretty soon, but to show what computer I have. But it is a Pentium 4 with hyper-threading. Isn't that amazing?
No.
And it comes with it has 2.8 gigahertz.
So, with the game Nuclear Throne, if you've ever heard of The Binding of Isaac, it's kind of like that, combined with, what's the game called? The Binding of Isaac, combined with, The Binding of Isaac. Except, unlike The Binding of Isaac, where you pick up item rooms, in this game you pick up mutation with radiation, or RADs for short. And that's what all the enemies drop. And each level you get a new weapon. Or not weapon, a new thing which you unlock. I really like the crossbow, and I really like the grenade launcher. It does a lot of damage really quickly. And I might go with my favorite thing, impact wrists. What impact wrists does is it basically makes enemies go flying.
That sounds good.
And it's beautiful. And I'm pretty sure you understand what a crossbow does and a grenade launcher.
Yeah, I can probably figure it out.
I think the grenade launcher shoots out monkeys.
Wait, what? No, the grenade launcher shoots out kangaroos. Yeah.
Ah, I'm an idiot. And so I take boiling veins because I like blowing myself up. I like running into things and spamming something that blows up.
I'm not certain if that's the best idea.
Well, you see, I have a mutation, the boiling veins, that basically
what
states
does that do?
if I'm under 4 health, or at 4 health, I take no damage. I'm gonna take Bolt Marrow because Bolt Marrow's a really, really good, solid mutation. But honestly, my favorite mutation in the game is, probably shotgun shoulders or, long arms. Shotgun shoulders makes, things bounce better. If that makes sense. I'll do another video where I go with my favorite build if I can figure that out.
Yeah.
I don't play with Fish as much, so please forgive me if I'm a bit rusty with him. I use him rarely.
What are the differences between the characters? Is it
Different active and passive abilities.
alright?
The active ability on this guy is I roll into danger. I get to roll. Fish can roll,
Well, that sounds pretty good.
but no invincibility frames. In this game, there's no such thing as invincibility frames. So it
I'll
relies,
take a bit to get used to.
but it relies purely on skill. If that makes sense. So I guess I'm gonna retry as Fish, so you guys actually have a decent run.
Well, so yeah, what was I saying?
Something about computers.
I was saying that this computer actually has 2.8 gigahertz, and you might think, well, wait, but my CPU is slower, like 2.1 gigahertz or so. It's like a laptop CPU. And actually, you'd be totally wrong. Clock speed does not mean your CPU is actually worse if it has a lower clock speed. In fact, the fastest processor that Intel ever made was a Pentium 4 for a while, and then was a Xeon, but whatever.
So,
But
if I may,
clock speed basically means nothing nowadays.
if I may interrupt, you see the 4 mutations on my screen?
No.
It's
Oh,
those things?
the upper right corner, or, I mean upper left corner?
Lower. Very bottom.
Lower left.
No, at the very bottom of the screen.
Oh, I think I'm still stuck in this delay.
You probably are. Well, there's plutonium hunger, stress, last wish, and extra feet. Last wish and extra feet are completely useless for the most part. Stress, I love it, but it's not always useful. I'm gonna go with plutonium hunger, because what that says is things come to me.
That's always useful to have.
Especially with my playstyle. Don't die. So, as you were saying, Structor,
But yeah, I was just saying about our clock speeds don't matter, but yeah, then you might ask about overclocking, but clock speeds, the only time they do matter is really when CPUs are very similar to each other.
oh boy. Strong speed. The best mutation in the entire game.
Of course it's gonna run faster if you have the same processor clocked at 4 gigahertz compared to one clocked at 3.
And there's my death. So, I'm not used to playing as Fish. I'm used to always using the right click. With Fish, you don't. Because it's hard to use. Kinda like a bouncing baby. If that makes sense.
No, it doesn't make sense at all.
It feels... okay. Well, here's how I can describe it. When you're doing it, you know how slime just kind of bounces all over the place?
The green things?
No. Like slime.
Oh.
You know. Like
I
in...
don't see it.
Or, silly putty. You know how that bounces all over the place?
Yeah.
This is basically silly putty. With the right click. You bounce all over the place until you get somewhere good. Nice.
That
And
makes a bit more sense than a bouncing newborn baby. What if it was a bouncing newborn baby covered in silly putty? I think it would make more sense too.
then I would have, then I don't think I would ever get a babysitting job again.
Obviously not.
So, I'm getting a bit too excited, if you can't tell. I usually play the game very cautiously. Except when I have the boiling veins. In that case, I just run into things because nothing can hurt me, and then I die.
Huh.
But I mean, I usually like.
It seems like this is a game you really gotta play it cautiously. Like, do you have? Yeah, I think you have limited ammo too, don't you?
Yep. You have to be really.
Yeah.
But I mean, it depends on who you're playing. Fish is nice to get in there because he gets more ammo.
Huh.
So yeah. So I'm way too fast and loose. I'm sorry, it's just I'm a bit anxious. I gotta go.
Alright.
Like, I gotta go do things really quickly in this game because, well, it has that feel, you know?
Yeah.
But,
I know that.
I love the graphics for the game. I think it really complements the style. It really complements the style which the producers were going for. The game devs.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like, I like the backgrounds in the enemies and stuff.
Yeah. I'm gonna take the lightning pistol because it's not the best weapon, but it's really fun. If you know how to use it, if that makes sense.
Ugh.
But you never know how to use it because it's basically like a unpredictable. It's a wild card. It could end up screwing you, or it could end up being so useful that you never want to take another weapon again. The auto shotgun's an interesting choice. I might go for it, but I don't have the shotgun shoulders. And since I don't have it, I don't think I will go for it.
Alright.
But if I get it, but if it's my next invasion, I'm gonna be super angry about that.
Well, let's see. I wanted to play some Cape Story sometime around now, considering I don't have a very powerful computer here. I'm not certain if I'll run Cape Story Plus well, but I have been playing this interesting mod for Cape Story called Jinka's Nightmare, which is sort of like an unofficial sequel. By the way, so you might see that on the channel sometime.
So, if you guys didn't know, the flamethrower is easily the worst weapon in this game. It's bad. So, I could go for Euphoria because that's usually very nice to have. But it could also lead to many untimely deaths. But I think I might go from either Boiling Veins or Lucky Shot. I'm gonna go with Lucky Shot even though I do have Rabbit Paw. Mainly because I'm always cautious about ammunition because I use a lot. So I always want to make sure I have some.
Good.
So, yeah. And so, one thing which I love about the lightning weapons, even though it can really end up screwing you over, is how it's random and how it kind of traces enemies. And it traces them really well. I'm also in the hardest part of the game right now. Like, getting hit by anything in the area, in the Crystal Caverns, is certain death. So...
Oh yeah, I got that. Gotta be careful with your health and such.
yeah. Oh yeah, you also have to really worry about your health. Here I am going to take the auto shotgun. A, because it's just really, really nice in the next area, and B, it's a decent weapon. I'm gonna take Trigger Fingers, and what that does is it basically, every time I kill something with a weapon, it decreases the reload time for that weapon each time I fire it. But it's only when I kill something with it. So, this is the auto shotgun, if you guys couldn't tell. It's kinda weak. Easily really kinda weak if you can't tell. Considering it only takes... Considering that it's kind of boring, you know. You just go around killing things with spam.
By the way, I noticed those orange gems in the walls. If you blow up the walls, do you get something from those or so?
You get nothing.
Oh,
It's the aesthetic of that level.
okay.
So
I was interested since you can blow up walls and such.
So I really like Stress, but I am also tempted to take Throne Butt because I've never taken it on fish. So I think
What's that?
Throne Butt basically increases your right click. You're active.
Huh.
Oh yeah, golden tanks. They shoot missiles at you. And since I don't have Boiling Vein, those things can one-shot me. And now all of our prayers have been answered, praise the Lord, and be His name. So I have a really powerful gun for this area now. The wave gun, even though it's kind of bad through the popular YouTubers idea, it's still really good. If that makes sense. Because it has the spread. Ugh.
Well,
it has the
It
spread.
does look good, but I'm not certain if I am seeing the same gun, but the one that's sprays all over the place, that looks good.
It's the one that shoots in a wave. So, I don't know how I like this water boost. It's very useful for getting around areas quickly, but other than that, it's kind of a pain. Oh gosh, I went the wrong way. That right there is a shielder, boys and girls. What they can do is they can reflect your stuff at you. Your bullets. Except if you have a certain type of bullet. Or ammunition, or weapon type. And so, the only reason I'm killing them is hopefully for a bit more health. So, we're at the a really hard boss fight, which I die a lot on. Little Hunter. And so, one thing that you should never do in this game is ever be scared. Never do anything out of fear.
Huh.
If you do, you will die. So, we unlocked this...
Difficult balance.
So, what we unlocked this episode is Robot. Eyes, Melting, and Plant. Come in next one for a Crystal run. So,
That could be interesting. Alright.
bye bye.
Goodbye.